Hi everybody, my name's Mike. I'm in a band, Panic is Perfect. Sort of the driving force behind the group. I write the music and produce recordings, sing and play different instruments in it. And we've sort of been on a little bit of a hiatus this past year and a half or so. We had some people leave our group, and then I had a baby with my partner, and that takes a lot of work to keep a band going, and so that was enough to kind of put it on the back burner for a little bit. Basically, we're in the process of recording new music, and we're booking shows, and we're basically kind of building back up again. So I got the idea it would actually be really cool to sort of use a podcast format to kind of document what this process is like, writing new music, and sort of getting the band up and running, rehearsing, playing our shows, just kind of what goes in, I guess, kind of behind the scenes. In the past, we have, we've done all the normal things, putting stuff out on social media and, putting pictures on Instagram and stuff. And if I'm totally honest, it's always left me as it's really hard to, I feel like so much of what goes on and goes into creating a band, creating an album, making music is just never ever known by anyone, because you can't convey that in oh, here's a picture of us, in our band room looking cool or whatever, or looking not cool. And it doesn't really convey the reality of it. And so I don't know, I'm interested in kind of talking about the process, and also sharing a lot of the music that I'm working on as I'm working on it with people, instead of sort of this long process of it takes a long time to produce a finished track, and in that time period it goes through so many different variations and different ideas, and it's a whole life that goes on of this music, and that's kind of the world that I live in most of the time, and it never gets shared. So this is kind of my experiment. I'm gonna try to share as much as I can through this podcast. And yeah, so anyway, that's just kind of the little intro to what I'm going to be doing. I've recorded a bunch of these already, and I'm going to try to get one out once a week, but my my number one priority is actually making really great music, getting our band, rehearsing our band, playing music, and it's not to be this isn't a good pitch for a podcast, but it's not to be a great podcast. So I think one of the reasons why I'm doing a podcast is because it is a lot easier than doing video stuff, worrying about lights and if my hair looks good, or if I'm wearing something that's cool, or if I have pants on or whatever. I'm gonna be kind of just recording weekly updates, sharing music, sharing whatever stories. I feel like our band has it kind of has a long history at this point. The project started probably almost 10 years ago, and we did a bunch of touring. We put out album EPs, a bunch of singles. We're on a record label. We got opened for a bunch of really big famous bands, and so now that we're kind of in a lull, it's going to be kind of building up the story again, and building up, I don't know where it's going to go, but I want to kind of share that with you as we go and find out where does this go. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey, on a quick side note, the song that's played at the beginning and in the background here is a new song. It's called Rainbows Through the Graves, and it's in our live set. We're actually going to be performing it at our next show. It's basically a song about new things and new life coming out of something that's dead. Rainbows through the graves, dancing around in the rain in the graveyard in a happy way, letting things die and letting them turn into something new and wonderful. So anyway, thanks for listening this far. Bye.